Hello there, YouTubers. I'm DrCassette, and yep, I have another video about dump finds to share with you. And really, forget the last video, this beats it all. Here we go. Let me turn around the camera, and here you can see what I found. Let's start in the center. I got this Technics stereo system. Contains an amplifier, tuner, CD and cassette. It is from the mid to late 80s and really one of the typical systems you had back then. And this is actually a really nice story. At the dump there was somebody with his car full with junk, and amongst all that junk sat this stereo system here. And so I went and asked, is it still working? And he said, oh, it's not working completely, but if you want, you can have it. And, oh, of course I wanted to have it. So here it is. Amplifier contains Technics Class AA system, which is kind of interesting. And it is a nice tower, but I don't know. I don't have too much hope for the CD player, because those like to be in not working condition. So was the Technics CD player of the last video. It would work, but it would skip all the time, and that was really annoying. So I got rid of that one again. Well, basically, except for that surround sound processor thing and the Bose speaker, everything that you've seen in the last video is gone. Continuing with these speakers. These are some really nice and very small speakers with a lovely vent in green. They're made by a company called Summit, and this company was actually pretty famous in the 70s. Nice speakers. Now, let's continue with probably today's most interesting find. These are two DCC cassette decks. Now, what's a DCC, you ask? Well, this is the digital compact cassette. Okay? This is basically the digital version of our usual cassette. System was released in, I think, the late 80s, probably early 90s, by Philips, and it was not successful at all. CD was the recordable CD was just ahead, and Sony's mini disc, so this was not a success, and so those are really hard to find. And I got two of these. The lower one seems to be broken because the housing was opened up, and so I don't know if that's working. The lower one is a Philips. Here you can see it. The DCC decks are fully compatible with compact cassettes with the analog version. So this one, as you can see, let's see how close can we get. Oh, very good. Dolby BNC noise reduction for playback only. So if you have your old analog cassettes recorded with Dolby, that's not a problem. You cannot record analog cassettes in those. On top of there we have a Marantz cassette deck. Digital cassette deck, that is, of course. Now, well, the upper one is basically not too different from the lower one, because remember, in the early 90s Marantz was owned by Philips, at least here in Europe. So, two digital cassette decks. Really interesting. And over here we have some more stuff. Oh yes. This is something that I'm going to sell if it works. It's a Yamaha Natural Sound Stereo Receiver R3. Nothing special about this thing. It seems to be pretty basic, so I'm not going to keep it. On top of that, I mean, is something interesting. This is a Technics, let's zoom in on that, a Technics model M250 Okay, really nice cassette deck, and it took me a long time until I finally found the Technics label on this. First thought it was fallen off or what, because you usually expect it in that corner there. This is a really interesting cassette deck, and it looks really cool. Let's see. We have a full logic control with a remote control provision there. And look at that cassette deck, at that cassette compartment. That looks cool. Microprocessor logic control. And yeah, that's it pretty much for today's finds. I'm really happy with these, and I'm going to work on those, and you can look forward to see some more videos. So yeah, see you again soon. Let me do a fade out here if I can do that. Okay, here we go. Bye bye.